Hello! Yes, this series still exists. Today we're going to be looking at Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee versus the game they were based on, Yellow. Truth be told, I put off making this video because of the nightmare that the video on ORS was to complete, but no more procrastinating from me. Let's go! If you haven't seen the other videos in the series, and you can if you want to, please do. But in this series, I compare Pokemon games and stuff. I do already have a video solely focusing on the differences between the two Let's Go games, so we don't have to go over all that again. Yay! We're just focusing on how they're different from Yellow. This is a bit of a unique position because Kanto is the only game to have 3 iterations, but I feel like if we bring Fire Red and Leaf Green into it, then that's just gonna be a mess, so that has its own video too. Please watch it. As always, we start with what I call the inevitable changes. Stuff that's bound to happen with 20 years and many consoles between the two games, so we don't have to point out the obvious too much. This includes stuff like the new music, the games being in color, 3D models and animations, cries. You get the picture. It tickles me that it's been 20 years and everyone still has to turn 90 degrees when going anywhere though. For more mechanic-based things, there's the physical special move split, Mega Evolutions, Dark Steel and Fairy as new types, Pokemon genders, natures, characteristics, the friendship stat, different base stat totals, new items, new TMs, and 60 new moves to play around with. That's a lot. Game Freak tries to be a lot more cinematic these days, so a lot of story events now have special cutscenes. As usual, basically every character was redesigned in some way. Usually character designs follow a similar style between games, but for Let's Go they changed it up a lot and they have much more of a chibi look than they did before. They always redesign the playable characters, but this time they just straight up made new ones. I just found out while writing this script that their names are Chase and Elaine. There's some trivia for you. You can customize the playable characters now too, but nowhere near as much as in previous games, so don't get your hopes up. But yeah, let's get on to the actual version differences. Usually we start by saying how the intro's different, but Pokemon games haven't really had any intros since Gen 6, and that one was a remake of an older intro, so technically Gen 5? We ain't getting any more intros, and I'm sad. So instead of the cute little visuals with flying Pikachu, you just get a title screen with your partner Pokemon on it. Oh yeah, that's a pretty significant difference. There are 2 games now! I feel like it's kind of an unspoken rule that Pokemon games have to be released in pairs now. We haven't had a standalone game since Platinum, so even a Yellow remake wasn't safe. Not really a lot to talk about there though. The main difference between the two is obviously the partner Pokemon and the odd version exclusive feature here and there, but all you have to do is look at the length of my last video to get the picture. The partner Pikachu and Eevee basically just expand on the role that Pikachu had in Yellow, but now you can pet him, feed him, dress him up, tell him your fears of how you're never gonna amount to anything in life. The partner Pikachu and Eevee are technically new forms as well, with way higher base stats. Compared to a regular Eevee, partner Eevee is bigger, a different shade of brown, and the females have the little heart-tipped tail, whereas the partner Pikachu is a bit smaller and just more saturated in color. They also have different menu sprites. In Yellow, Pikachu is just kind of there the whole game, but in Let's Go, the partner Pokemon take on a much more active role in the dialogue, which I liked a lot. There's even this new part during Silph where you get to control them to find the lift key. The item finder has been repurposed into the partner Pokemon. It'll shake its tail when there's a hidden item, and I didn't realize this until after I finished the game, and I feel stupid. The hidden items in Let's Go actually respawn, and there's some pretty whack stuff like Moonstones and Master Balls. Following the trend of previous games, HMs are gone and have been repurposed into Secret Techniques, which is basically Poke Ride from Sun and Moon, but the partner does everything. The partners also get a bunch of new moves, but it kind of sucks if you have Let's Go Pikachu because Eevee has more than twice as many. Some of the new items in Let's Go are only obtainable by interacting with the partner as well. Quality of items may vary. Oh look, my Pikachu gave me a gold leaf! Mine gave me flowers! My Eevee gave me mud. The way a Pokemon's stats are determined are different from in Yellow and the other Gen 7 games. In Generation 1, stats were determined by, well, determinant values, DVs, whereas in Sun and Moon, you've got individual values, IVs, which are generated when you first encounter the Pokemon. And then you've also got effort values, EVs, which you get from battles and other methods. In Let's Go, you've still got IVs, but EVs have been replaced by a new thing, AVs, awakening values. Every time you level up, you get 1 AV point and a random stat, but to get the rest of them, you just feed your Pokemon a ton of candy. You mostly just get candy by catching Pokemon. There are specialized candy for each stat, and then there are species-based candy. Just like in Go! No way! Kelsapriest, there are a lot of parallels with Go, so we might as well just go over all of them now. With stats, you've also got CP, but it doesn't really mean anything, it's basically just a summary of your stats. The main parallel with Go is, of course, the battle system. Wild Pokemon appear in the overworld now, and they're caught the same way as they are in Go. Just like in Go, you get candies while catching Pokemon, and then you can transfer them to get more. Pokemon have different sizes, and they'll have a blue or red glow in the overworld to indicate this. And yes, this gets very confusing if you're shiny hunting. But for catching it, you just throw a berry at it and go wild with Pokeballs. The only Pokemon you do battle before catching are the legendaries, Electrode, and Snorlax, which I think is a nice in-between at least. They're all guaranteed to have at least 3 perfect IVs, and they also have their stats raised when you start the battle. Like a totem Pokemon. But not a totem Pokemon. If you're using the Switch in docked mode, then you can throw a controller and catch it that way. Just don't throw it at the screen, trust me. The Pokeball Plus is a weird hybrid of a controller, a Pokewalker, and the Go Plus. It's also the only way you can get Mew, and people weren't happy about it. To give you some perspective, that costs about the same as 3 boxes of Fortnite Monopoly. No, I'm not buying them. 1 is enough. Pokemon encounter slots are obviously a lot different since there are 2 versions instead of 1. Yellow didn't have every Pokemon available since there were 2, technically 3, more Generation 1 games to spread them out across. But Let's Go actually does have all 150 Pokemon in them. The encounter slots are very different from any of the other Gen 1 games though. Most areas have at least 1 rare spawn. There's some weird stuff like starter Pokemon, the Hitmons, Porygon, and get this, the legendary birds. Seriously. The Safari Zone has been replaced by Go Park, which is where you transfer Pokemon in bulk from Go. If you have more than 25 Pokemon of the same species in the play yard, then you can play a minigame where you have to lead them all to the goal in a time limit for candies. Go Park is also the only way that you can get Meltan and Melmetal, the 2 new Pokemon in this game. You can also get the Alolan forms through trades as well. Other than that though, the Pokédex is unchanged from how it was in Gen 1. The setup of the bag in the party is a lot more convenient. The bag straight up has the Pokemon box in it, so you can switch out Pokemon anytime you want, even in the Elite Four. It also has a bunch of other new sections like the power-up pocket, candy jar, or the clothing trunk. The main story is largely unchanged from Yellow. There's the odd new cutscene and a bit of dialogue here and there, like Lorelei showing up before Rock Tunnel, but nothing groundbreaking. There are, however, some new characters. Trace replaces the rival character and has much more of a friendly rival vibe going on. I'm a masochist, so I liked what they had going on before, but whatever. A couple of new characters that show up during the main story would be Archer and Mina. Blue also shows up a few times before taking over Viridian Gym in the postgame. You can also battle Red, and for the first time, Green! She tried to catch me in a Pokeball, and I don't know if that's a kink or not, or if I should be concerned. Please help me. There are exactly 153 new characters in the form of Master Trainers, aka the entire postgame. Master Trainers specialize in 1 species of Pokemon only at a ridiculously high level. Except with the legendaries and Ditto for some reason, you only have to show them one with a certain amount of CP. Aside from Master Trainers, all that's really new in the postgame would be Gym Leader rematches, which I guess is kinda nice. After that, you gotta stick to Pokédex completion and shiny hunting. I guess I should talk about that too, since shinies weren't a thing in Yellow either. But yeah, shinies are a thing in Let's Go, and there's a lot of them. The base odds are still 1 out of 4,096, but with how many Pokemon you see in the overworld, those numbers are gonna stack up a lot faster. But then, on top of it, you've got the shiny charm, and lures, and catch combos. Catch combos are basically this game's variant of chaining. Among higher shiny chances, you can also get more candy, more experience, better IVs, and an increased chance of rare spawns. With a catch combo over 31, shiny charm, and a lure, the shiny chances plummet down to roughly 1 out of 273, so go wild. Something new to Let's Go is being able to fly in the sky and encounter Pokemon there. This is very new. You couldn't do it before. The Pokemon you can use to fly are Charizard, obviously, Dragonite, and Aerodactyl. There are also a bunch of Pokemon that you can ride on land. Persian, Arcanine, Machamp, Rapidash, Dodrio, Haunter, Onix, Rhyhorn and Rhydon, Kangaskhan, Starmie, Tauros, and Snorlax. And in the water, you can ride on Gyarados and Lapras. This is a very short part, but I'm already dreading how long it's going to take me to cover all those clips. I just want to say that when I was researching for this video, I was very confused when I saw Starmie in the land category, but this is absolutely something that I needed in my life. It's not just ride Pokemon though, following Pokemon are back too, so you can pick whichever one you want. Have a walk with it, talk to it, do this. Maybe don't do this. All the gift Pokemon are the same other than a version exclusive Persian or Arcanine in Vermilion City and a Porygon at Silph Co. Coach trainers are a new trainer class. They're ace trainers, but green. They're more of a challenge than the other trainers in the area, so when you beat them, you get a TM or some candy. You can battle the strongest coach trainer, Morimoto, in the Game Freak office as well. Pikachu and Eevee have new Pokedex entries, but all the other Pokemon just have reused ones, I think. I didn't check them all because I'm lazy. There's more info in the entries now, like your own catch records and form changes. And yes, I've caught over 200 Vulpix. This is my video, it's a judgment-free zone, okay? Okay, what places have changed? Not much. Cycling Road would have been a bit awkward since there's no bike in Let's Go, so instead we've got Pokemon Road. It's the same route, but with more grass and trainers. And the bike shop has been replaced by the Bike Maniac's house. Route 19's beach house is just gone, so no Pikachu's beach, sorry. The game corner actually still is in the game, but you can't use any of the machines because I guess we can't play them because that promotes gambling. Be right back, I'm just gonna go play Pokemon Masters. In Yellow, you could find coins on the floor, but now you can find candies and bottle caps instead. The petting zoo at Fuchsia City is gone, and now all of the Pokemon there are happy and free. Basically, all of the gyms are the same concept-wise, except for Blaine's. He still has the quiz thing going on, but it's more of an actual quiz show type challenge, which is pretty neat. The drugstore and Celadon department store is now the accessory market, where you can buy cute stuff to put on your buddy. I don't have time to buy the crown though, I'm not a true Pokemon fan, sorry. Communication features have come a long way since Generation 1. We've gone from bulky cables to carrying on from Gen 7 with online mystery gift. And now, for the first time ever, in-game multiplayer. You can invite another player to run around with you, help catch Pokemon, and battle other trainers. Generally, Pokemon games have been getting more handholdy as time goes on, and it's definitely noticeable in Let's Go. The EXP share is kind of the same as the EXP All was in Yellow, distributing points among all party members, but this time there isn't an EXP share. It's just kind of built into the game and you can't turn it off. Trace is constantly running around giving you stuff and telling you where to go, and I'm guessing this is why they made him a friendly rival. I'm just trying to imagine him like, ha, you're such a loser, Lucy, you'll never catch up to me. But I mean, I'll heal your team if you want to try. You've also got all the gyms having requirements to enter now, like levels, story requirements, having a cute Pokemon. Okay, it's time for the small changes that I'm gonna try and shamble together in one cohesive category. I mean, miscellaneous changes. Yes! Trainer IDs are longer. The games are now multi-language. You have a Switch in your room instead of the NES. Since wild battles aren't really a thing anymore, teleport is now a move that lets you switch Pokemon instead. Most of the NPCs are the same, but some will have new or adjusted dialogue. Same with trainers and teams, most of them are the same, but going over every single one individually would be very long and very boring, and I'm not doing it. There are a bunch of daily in-game events too. In order, we have Pewter Crunchies, Babysitting Slowpoke, Item Respawns, a Nugget from Diglett, Madam Celadon, and then we got Gym Leader, Mina, and Master Trainer rematches. We're done. And that's probably it, thank you. Yes, version differences, I like them. I'm sorry it took me so long to actually get on with this video, but thanks for waiting. Once again, this means that the series is complete! Excluding Mystery Dungeon. Until Sword and Shield come out. I do want to do videos on the Mystery Dungeon games if anyone wants them. Maybe not right away though, just at some point sort of thing. The first two in particular would be really fun to cover since they were released on different consoles, and I just find it really cool, okay? Oh, here's a difference I forgot in the last Let's Go video, so I'm doing it now. The leaf letter item has a different menu sprite depending on your game. The little footprints on them are different and it makes me very happy. Okay, thanks for watching, bye.